Very unusual. I mean, sound, noise, light, everything, because of what has happened to me, I could not focus and really see things that clearly. And the discomfort and the agony is amazing. Meaning it's like almost like it's gone. And I don't understand what this is doing because I've been drinking it and rubbing it on me, that it's like I apply it to my neck, I apply it to my left shoulder where it's sublux, I apply it to my left foot where there's a foot drop. I have hip dysplasia and other things that are really cause me agony and discomfort. And as you know, Neil, I have a community that follows me, of course, and that, I want to share this with. But I said, before I do anything, I got to try this myself. And over the last month, instead of doing Oxycontin, Vicodins, and SSRIs, which really don't help me, just hurt my body, break my body down, I found this product which is only helping me. And there's no side effects. There's no downfalls with it. You can drink as much as you want and apply as much as you want, and you're actually going to feel better.
Incredible. Just before we come on to Dr. David Silverman, I'd just like to emphasize how much I respect your tenacity and your mind around this, and how you've been healing yourself and also inspiring others to do the same. And your slogan on the back of your wall that says, "I can, I shall, I will."
I'm thrilled to be here. What Sean has been sharing, I've been seeing for 10 years. And Sean, I think you have to move some of that stuff under where it says "I will." You have to add an "I did" on the bottom down there. Yeah, and I have to clarify something what we're talking about here, and this is really, really, really important. We're talking about a breakthrough. This is what I have seen for the past 10 years. And I started as a concerned son. My dad was really ill when a friend brought it to me, just like Sean's friend brought it to him. I listened, and I was motivated to listen, even though it sounded too good to be true, even though I didn't understand what it was, even though I knew it wasn't a medicine. That I have to state this, that it really is not what the United States FDA considers a medicine. So I have to clarify that it is not a medicine. It is definitely not a pharmaceutical, that's for sure. But the terminology is really important that we use. We can't claim that this product cures, heals, treats, diagnoses any disease. And in fact, it doesn't. The body is able to do it itself if it's given what it needs to do. He says, "I'm drinking this stuff. I'm not putting it there. I wasn't expecting it. This is doing something at the cellular level." And then it all made sense as to what this does. And so in a nutshell, what it is, it's called redox signaling molecules. Redox signaling molecules. Redox stands for reductant and oxidant. But what's unique about this that's different than a pharmaceutical or even a nutritional, right? It's in us. Our cells make it in our mitochondria. But when we're young, we produce a lot more. And as soon as we hit puberty, we produce less in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And you see what happens to us. We deteriorate. Now, Sean had something that was an incident. He had an incident to his carotid artery. That's what caused that. But people that have that problem that he had, where something happens in the brain and then you lose function of an arm, generally happens in older people. You see it in younger people sometimes, but usually older people. You see a lot of things in older people you don't see in younger people. You don't see a lot of heart issues in younger people. You don't see a lot of immune system issues. In fact, immune systems in younger people are much stronger than older people. Just look at what's been going on in the world the past 2 years. Younger people aren't that at risk. Okay, then the question is, you asked me, how does it work? What does it do? It amplifies signaling. It makes it so that our cells can hear one another. When something is wrong with a cell, the immune system has to know about it so it can go get rid of the bad cell. A new cell can take its place, right? And how that basically happens, they're double-blind studies. I am simplifying this because I know we're not talking science here. I can give science references, but our body's made up of cells. And if these are healthy cells in my liver, I don't have liver disease. We're made up of 70 to 100 trillion cells. I have millions of them dying now. So do you, so does Sean. But our immune system is getting rid of those bad cells and replacing it with a good one. And the way it does it, and I'm getting to this, is that bad cell has to be detected. Am I detecting the cells in my pancreas dying? No, not consciously, but my cells are. The cells that are around the bad cell detects there's a problem here. And they're like, this cell is dying. They call a signal goes. Remember, this is three-dimensional, so there's a lot of cells around this bad one. They're all calling for help. Help. help, bad cell in the pancreas. The immune system cells that are like millions of little ambulances. I'm trying to like make this visual, waiting for a 911 call. This is simplified, okay? But this is the miracle of this with complete safety, because you can't be allergic to it. It's in you. There's no toxicity. You can basically drink as much as you want. You can't overdose on it. And third, it doesn't interfere with any other treatment someone might be doing.
There's two quotes from Jerry Tennant, which I thought I'd bring in here just to help emphasize the importance of cell health. A characteristic of all chronic illness is low voltage to an organ. It's not enough power getting to an organ. And the other one is, a characteristic of all chronic illness is when the body loses the ability to create new cells that work. And that's what you're talking about with what happens with age and as the body kind of changes over our lifespans, often due to toxicity, often due to chronic inflammation, often due to inactivity, but it's often a deprivation of cell fuels and too many toxins and trauma as well. So I just wanted to put that in there because you're talking about cell health, because this gets right into the cell.
The redox molecules in you. When this cell is calling for help, because this cell is old and worn out or damaged by trauma or mutating. We all have cells mutating. We don't all get cancer, right? But the older people are, every decade of life, more incidence of cancer, right? And again, I'm not claiming that this product cures, heals, or treats anything. This is just called connecting the dots. So the good cell detects the problem and calls for help. The immune system cell comes down, kills the cell, gets rid of it, new cell takes its place. What do redox molecules do? The more you have, the louder the signal. They amplify signal. So the immune system, if it's loud and clear, the immune system says, oh, Johnny fell off his bicycle and broke his arm. Boy, kids heal fast because the signal's so loud. And then in your 20s, the signal goes down a little bit. By the time you're 50, the signal that was help, help. Well, I'm 61. Now the signal would be help, help. When I'm 80, it'll be help, help. When you drink this product, which is what's in us, it's in us. You're just raising the levels back up to what they were when you were younger. And that just makes the signal loud. And then people say, well, this sounds too good to be true. How did it help this person with this? Or why did this person say unrelated problems, completely different systems? Because the immune system doesn't care what kind of cell this is. If it's a retina cell, lung cell, prostate cell, it doesn't matter. If the signal is loud, the immune system can do what it's supposed to do.